Hi, this is Tom. This is my final project for game 340 level design class. So I'm just going to be walking through this level that I made in Unreal Engine 4. So we start out first person. We've got in this little marble room with this colors chart on the wall, and these two stripy things, and this red thing. So presumably by this point the player should know that if you right click, you produce this little dude who spawns a laser that continues until it hits something. And you can also press Q and E to switch the color of the laser, which is indicated by this triangle on your screen. So blue, red, and green, which along with this communicates to the player that colors are going to be important for this level. So we see there's a bright red diamond above this what looks like a closed door. So if we shoot this with a red laser, it starts spinning and the door disappears. There's nothing else like that around this door, so doesn't seem to be much we can do. So let's move forward. There's a similar door here with no visible switch in the immediate area. And we're confronted with this very large open area. We seem to be in a desert or something. And there's this thing and some other objects around here. So the tower and sensor draws your attention immediately, so let's go over here. There's a white switch up here, a white door switch based on the diamond shape that we saw earlier. But we don't have the white beam, so none of these are going to do anything. And there's a lovely pink cube in the center here, which is something we want to get. We can't shoot it because these glass walls actually block the laser. You can see through them, but the laser can't pass through them. So there doesn't seem to be much we can do here. We can see some other rooms over here, but if we turn back around, there's a massive red switch over here. So if we shoot that, we can see the door down here just disappeared, and that started spinning. So if we continue this way, yet another red switch. Shoot it, it starts spinning, but the door hasn't opened, so there must be something else here. Ah, we see a blue switch. Shoot that with a blue laser, and shoot this green one with a green laser, and the door's gone. So now we've learned that these switches come in different colors, and they all need to be activated to open these doors. So this next room, we got another color chart on the wall, and what looks like a purple switch. It's not blue, it's not red, it looks more magenta. So if we look over here, there's what appears to be a blue colored lens, or something of that sort. I'm going to call these a filter. And based on the color chart, we can see that red and blue combine, they add into purple, or magenta. So if we shoot a red laser through this blue lens, we get a magenta laser coming out that activates the magenta switch. Alright, so this puzzle gets a little more complex. There's another color chart here to just remind you how colors add up together. We've got a green lens here, so based on the chart, red plus green would equal yellow. Green plus green will just be green, and blue and green will be cyan. And as it happens, there's what appears to be a cyan switch here, and these columns with a special stripy floor under them. You can click and drag to move these columns. And there's also one of these columns here that's holding the filter. if we line this up just right, we can hit that cyan switch through, missed, through the green lens, which opens this next door. Remember, we couldn't have just shot it straight through here because the glass blocks the laser. Another color switch, or another color diagram rather, to remind us how all the mechanics work. I just put these in for the first few rooms just so the player really understands how these colors add together in case you don't quite remember your art class. This time we've got 3 switches, all of secondary colors, which means we're going to have to combine 2 different colors to get each of them. And we've got these cones, which we saw a big one on the wall way back there in the big open area. And if we shoot one, it always directs the beam in the direction it's pointing. And we've got some columns and some glass as obstacles around here. So, really it just takes a little bit of manipulating these columns. So now, if you want to hit the cyan switch, we just direct the laser through these 2, I'm calling them lenses because they focus the beam in one direction. So we got our blue laser turning cyan and hitting our cyan switch. We can do something similar for the yellow switch. With a red beam. Now back to these 2. This magenta switch, green plays no part in magenta, and if you see back here, we've provided a blue filter. But if you fire through it to get a magenta beam here, it's going to pass through the green filter and turn white because we've added all 3 primary colors together. These are primary colors of light, by the way. We've added them all together, so that's not going to do us much good for this magenta switch. So we're going to have to get it through the blue filter, but not the green one. So, with these filters, it's actually pretty easy. See, we've guided it straight around these, around the green one, hit the switch. Notice that the entire level is very purposefully done in like marble and white, because that's the best color as a background to use when we're using all 6 main colors of light to solve puzzles here. Alright, so we've got these 2 switches on the wall, which are both pretty easy. You just hit them both with a jump shot. Right there is the yellow. And there's the cyan. We've got, sorry this is badly lit, but we've got it's a bit sunny out there. But we've got a magenta switch here, which you can also hit pretty easily. There. And we've hit the magenta switch, but the door is still closed. There's no other visible switches in this room, but this tower outside should draw some attention to itself, both because it's tall and because it has a big red spot on it, which happens to also be the 4th switch needed to open the door. So we proceed through this hallway, find, we're actually on that bridge that we saw from the beginning of the level. There's the start room over there. There's also what appears to be a big blue sheet of glass, but nothing really to hit around here. There's the end goal over there, that tower. So we got an idea of where we are in space now. We've completed that whole side of the level now. We're moving over to this side. And this side is going to teach us a new mechanic, which is mirrors. And mirrors simply work as, you might think, the beam just reflects off how physics would dictate it would. So I'm missing a little bit here, but there we go. So if I shoot it straight into the mirror, it'll reflect off 90 degrees and hit that. And if we look into this room, there is a blue mirror, which works exactly the same as a regular mirror, except it also tints the beam. So now we've got a cyan beam. And this puzzle is designed to show the player that it works the exact same way as a blue filter plus a mirror. Alright, we've got a bit of a block puzzle here. Got another magenta switch, this time it's on the ground. And there's this setup to direct a beam through here to hit the switch. And since we don't have a magenta beam, we're going to need a filter of some kind, and there happens to be a red filter up there. So we need to shoot a red beam through that filter, so it hits this mirror, goes up, gets directed over here, and hits the switch. So all this consists of moving these blocks around in the right place. It's just a little bit of a constrained space. It's the main challenge here. And after moving these around a little bit, we have a situation where we can hop up these columns. And shoot a beam around the little setup that's provided for you. So this switch is now working and the door's open. So we've come outside now. You can kind of see the tower over there, just past this door here. So this is the most elaborate puzzle. We've got a white switch here, a mirror here, a mirror here, and a mirror here. So we're going to have to direct a white beam straight into this mirror so it bounces up and hits the switch here. And we've got this lens here, and this one here that can be moved around. So I'll be right back after I solve this kind of long puzzle. Alright, and after moving around the blocks, we've got a red beam firing here. We've got a red beam firing here, ricocheting off this mirror, which is then being directed into this here, which is hitting this blue one, adding all three colors together to get the white beam, reflecting off this mirror again, and up into the switch. Now, from here we can directly see the tower with the end goal over there. And there's just a mirror to move here. And after moving this mirror into the last spot on this track, it's not exactly clear what to do next. We seem to have reached the end of this path here. Oh, but there's this drawing on the floor, which if we saw it as we came in, observant players may notice that this is an overhead map of the area, with the tower in the middle, the starting room down here, and where we currently are is right here. So this last puzzle just tests how well the player knows the relationships of the objects in this entire space, in this central area that they've come across 3 times now. in between solving these puzzles. And we provide a bridge back to the beginning. And as we're walking back on this bridge, we can see that door that was blocking off the right-hand side of the very first room is now unblocked, allowing you to get back to the start. And then there's this little symbol on the ground with the color symbol, and it seems to be pointing. It's crooked. It's not pointing straight like you would expect. So if we look where it's pointing straight at that green mirror that we just pushed into place. And if we remember that diagram on the ground in this room here, it showed what appeared to be a laser going in kind of a diamond shape around this entire area. So if we shoot a red laser off from here, you can see it turn yellow over there, hit that blue mirror over there on the bridge to turn white, reflect over onto this massive lens we saw earlier, which directs it straight onto the white switch, which in turn opens up this last little room with this mysterious pink box, which if we click, reveals a true treasure. As you can see, we win.